Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lick My Brain. Today is our very first real life video with our real life guest. Please welcome Andrea Blythe with Let Love Rise. She is the traveling Magi.
Oh, thank you. I am so thrilled and honored to be the very first Lick My Brain guest.
You have no idea what you're in for, sister.
I don't. I really don't. And that is a testament to my love for you.
Thank you. Now,
Bring it. Let's
now
do
let's
it.
show them how we know that we're 50. Let's tell them
Yes,
how we're 50 without telling them that we're over 50.
that's right.
Okay.
So yeah, the I love you. Right. This is how
There's
I say I
yeah,
love you.
this one.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then we just learned,
Yep. I think you got, oh, look at you. Nailed it. Yep.
boom,
There we go. But
nailed it,
so we might
nailed
we
it.
might be of a certain age, as they say in French.
Mhm.
However, we're not opposed to learning new things. After all, we are on Lick My Brain, like
That's
stimulate the
right.
mind.
That's right. And this is, this is when it's if you have arthritis and it locks like that, you're pretty good. You're good to go. You don't even
I love it. I
it's
love
just
it.
like, oh, I'm just showing people my arthritis. That's all I'm
Right.
doing. Hey,
That's
everybody.
all I'm doing.
I didn't flip you off. I'm just
Yeah.
sharing my
Yeah.
arthritis.
Nah.
Okay.
No.
So on Lick My Brain, we talk about everything. We talk about sex, baby. We talk about
You and
astrology,
me.
numerology, anything you guys want to talk about.
Yeah.
Andrea came into my life, just a quick little snippet, almost a year ago. I think
I
this
know.
summer will be a year.
Yeah.
And I can draw a roadmap, as we say, of everything that has changed in my life from that moment on.
Mhm.
And a lot of it is Andrea's personality and her mindset and how she is inspiring and motivating and but also just super encouraging. Like she has taught me how to rethink the way I speak, which is actually helping me rethink the way um, that the universe, answers. And so there's just all these new little things that I'm learning that have really, really helped get me to this point. This whole podcast started because it's her fault, actually. It's her fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
It's
So
my
as I've said
I
before,
saw I saw your Magi cards. I was like, girl, you got to teach, girl.
yeah.
You
And
have
I
some
thought,
wisdom to share, and it's all in the heart energy again, in the
right in
heart.
the heart,
You go.
in that heart thing. Yeah, that one.
Arthritis. Okay, yep. Keep going. I'm just gonna keep working on my new things.
Love it.
Old
Love
dog's
it.
new tricks.
That's right. Old, there ain't nothing old about these dogs. Okay, so I told y'all that so my dad was at one point on the radio for a really long time, and I got to play, and I loved it. And so um, when I had mentioned that I wanted to get my voice out there, didn't know what the voice was, had no idea what I wanted to talk about. But then it kind of unfolded naturally because I'm writing erotica and now I do customized erotica. And so I thought, well, I want to have a YouTube because I want to talk about sex. I want to talk about erotica. I want to help people understand their
Mhm.
mates and where they're coming from and maybe try these different solutions because I believe the divorce rate is way too high and
Mhm.
there's ways to fix it. And I'm hoping to be able to spread some light into that area. But for
Mhm.
today, we're going to start back at the beginning, which is to me, astrology plays a big part when I was dating people. I always wanted to know what their signs were so I can kind of see our compatibility. That was a
Right.
big deal.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that this thing called the roadmap through the Magi
Yes.
that can kind of narrow it down even more importantly, making you look at your part of it and not trying to
Absolutely.
constantly go to the others. So, anyways, not to get, as Andrew says, too far into the weeds, but I want Andrew to be able to explain to us what is a Magi, Andrea Blythe?
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for letting me come on and just share a little bit about it. So we all know of these cards, right? Like they are just the 52 deck of playing cards, but there is actually ancient wisdom held within them, believed to come from Atlantis and then practiced in the ancient temple pyramids of Egypt before it went underground around the time of Ramses. And so what we commonly refer to as playing cards is indeed an astrological calendar. And it sheds all kinds of insight into your soul essence, who you chose to be in this life and how you chose to learn and grow and evolve your soul through what I refer to as the soul roadmap that you can all read based on the symbology, the numerology, and the astrology of your cards. So this system came to me at a time where I was really asking that question, like, are we allowed to swear on on your podcast? I think we
Yes,
are.
ma'am. Yes, we are.
When I was asking what the fuck just happened, right?
Our
My
favorite
whole
word.
world just dismantled. And I had my first Magi reading, and it was phenomenal. It was so like, wait, like, do you have cameras, spy cameras in my house? Know this about myself, and not just about myself, but a lot of what you talk about on Lick My Brain is going to be about our relationships with others, our intimate relationships. And she was able to tell me stuff about me and my husband at that time, the past lives that we had lived, and the energy of us together, our relationship, which you and we now refer to as kind of the Magi match. How do you understand your relationship with another, and how do these cards let you see in a very straightforward way, who is showing up in your life in what form? There are people who are going to come into your life as teachers, as your Saturn card. Um, Personal experience will let me share with everybody that that's not recommended as like, well, not the relationship that I had been looking for. Dating my Saturn card, not once, but twice, because I had to get it locked in, was not an easy energy from a like romantic, playful place.
Right.
It did teach me a lot though. So, there are people, everything from your Saturn card, your Mars card to, your Venus card. That's a beautiful love connection relationship. The sun and moon is just lovely. So all of this we can see through this system. And so I am all about helping people understand their own soul essence first. And you talked about that, right? Like who we are and how we show up, and know our shortcomings in relationships. And some of that is revealed through the soul roadmap, through the karma we carry in. And then also how we are in relation to the other person, what the main connections are. Really, I wish I knew this information much, much earlier in my life, but here we are, learning new things.
Yeah. Learning new things. I will say that as far as the relationship goes, I went back to when my ex-husband and I split, and I can see it. And I didn't know, but I
And
saw it in the book now. I can look
reflected
back.
in the roadmap. Yeah.
Right. And I can look back at his cards and see where it just wasn't gonna do it. It just wasn't gonna jive. There's too much it just was we were meant to be mom and dads. We were meant to
Yeah.
be husband and wife so that we can have children, and our children are amazing and our grandkids are amazing, and now we're really good friends. And so I'm super, super grateful that I had that time with him and that
Yeah.
he is the father of my kids. And then I look at it with my new husband, Phil, and I now can see some things that would bother the hell out of me, but now I'm accepting them because that is who he is. So when you
Yes.
get these roadmaps and you're
Yes.
like, wait a minute, I remember right when I met you, before we sat down to do it, I thought, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm open. I do tarot cards, oracle, I do whatever. Sure. I just want to know. I had always said I bought those little tiny scrolls at 7-Eleven, talk about dating yourself. And you would
Yeah.
open this little scroll and would have a whole month of your stuff. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I did those since I was a kid. And I
Yeah.
remember, God, if you could just know it, like you go on a date with some asshole. And when you're done, you're like, God, could I just have known? And now when I meet anybody, even an interview person, when's your birthday? Because I want to
Absolutely.
know, what are you going to be like as a guest? How am I going to get you to open up a little bit more or whatever,
Right.
answer questions. So
Right.
when you told me I had the teacher's card, I just laughed. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I don't go anywhere. I don't go out of this house right now. Look at me, I'm going out. I'm out.
Now look
Man,
at
am
you
I out.
now. Look at you now.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm even singing in public once in a while.
Mhm.
So I really, really think that, I mean, I feel in my heart that when a couple is in a struggling time, you helped Phil and I by reading our essence of our cards together. So you
Yes.
read mine, you read Phil's, and you read us together. And it's helped us reshape our marriage that works for us. And we honor
Yes.
each other because we truly are best friends aside from everything else. So I love that you have taught us through the roadmap how to look at the highs and the lows of both of us. And it kind of has given us permission to say, hey, today feels like a low side. Maybe we should just give each other some space.
Right.
So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's the beautiful thing about relationships. It's so the relationship with mostly our most intimate relationship partner, but whoever we're in a household with, understanding those energies and how the dynamic fits. I even look at it in terms of my daughter. She is sun and I'm moon, and understanding that she, even though she is my child, and
right.
society would say like parents know best, I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to the notion that we are all connected and our age is somewhat irrelevant. My daughter is born to lead and to shine, and I am designed to be a reflection of her. And that was really important for me to understand in terms of how I can best parent her, because I'm just going to be hitting my head against the wall if I'm forcing something to happen that is just not the way it's naturally inclined to have. And so same with how you can understand your husband a little bit better, where he is, and then your connections to each other. Just it's powerful wisdom that is available to all of us, and we just have to be open to it and then know somebody who can help interpret that for us. There are plenty of great books, and I will give a shout out to my teacher, Robert Lee Camp, the author of Love Cards and the Cards of Your Destiny. Those are kind of like the introductory level to understanding this powerful ancient system. Uh, but same thing. I even, as a single woman, and when I'm dating, you better believe the very first question I ask these days is,
What's your now? That's a good thing because
yes, Benny.
if they're hesitant about a birthday, I'm like, you don't have to give the year.
Right, right, right,
I'm
right.
not
I'm not
some
trying to get your
cougar.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just want. So if they're like,
I'm just trying to
say,
read your soul
see,
essence.
yeah, that's right. I just want to know your soul. Yeah, just walk that. That is a control alt delete backspace. Get rid of them. Like just if they're weird about that kind of stuff.
That has happened to me before. Yes, where somebody asked and I gave them like, and I was like, oh, so I imagine you're rather like, and I think they
Freaks
saw
them out.
that I could see like right into their soul, and they were like
Uh,
ghosted. And I was like, cool, that works.
yeah,
Bye.
that's right. Yeah,
Next.
I'm a witch. What's your
Yes.
birthday? That's right. Oh, you're this. Yeah.
Right.
So we'll help you find a mate. Is that what you want? We'll do it. Leave a comment down below.
Yeah,
We'll tell
absolutely.
you.
You put your birthday and someone else's birthday. You can make up
Yeah,
names, whatever, but we could definitely, I mean, it's super helpful. It has helped me
absolutely.
tremendously own who I am. And then I can show up more authentically. Not, I mean, for myself, of course, first and foremost, but then again, for my family, for my friends, for my
Right.
coworkers, for everywhere I go. Like when we are in our authentic power, and it's a game changer when we know who we are. And because it also helps us set up perimeters, boundaries around ourselves of what works, what doesn't. It stops the comparison game. Why am I not more like that? I should be more
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
And
helped me understand my kids, right? So
mhm,
I don't keep, why aren't they? Why aren't they? They
right.
are. And the grandkids, how do I support them? They're little tiny people. And
Right.
so if there's something that sparks and I look at their roadmap, I'm like, okay, this is their essence. I'm going to encourage that. I've
Yeah.
got a little one that wants to write. And
There's
then the other
so
one,
many,
I
yeah,
mean, yeah. And I look, I'm
creative
like, yep,
skills. creative littles that were, and you could see that if their essence, if they have a 3 and you're a 3 card, if you have a 3 or a jack and that's your soul essence, please don't
Yeah.
crush their creativity. It
Right.
is so important that these children allow their soul gifts to shine. And unfortunately, what happens is we are in this generic world where it's just like, no, this is what we do, and we diminish our light. We fold up our wings. We don't step into our authentic gifts, and then later in life, the tower crumbles like it did in mine, and you have to rebuild from scratch and then understand really now who am I? And it's like, oh, I was never meant to be that way. I was designed to be this way.
Right.
And you might not be designed to be this way. You're designed to be that way. And so, yeah, if you have a grandbaby that wants to write, gosh,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
encourage her, him, whatever, them.
Yeah.
Encourage that child with pens and notebooks and yeah.
And to see the past life part of it all too. Like,
Oh yeah.
with the oldest granddaughter, we've been through this life a few times. I love that. With my grandson,
Yeah.
he reflects back. It's like there's just so many amazing
Yeah.
moments that you can, the insight that you can get
Right.
working with the people I'm working with. How
Yeah.
do I deal with this client? And how am I going to be too big? Because that's us. I heard that my whole life. You're too loud. You're too big. You're too much. You're
Yeah.
too. Well, guess what,
That's because
motherfucker?
yeah,
I am too. And
yeah, watch me. Watch me be big. And honestly, that's because you and I are both, we have a 10 energy. You're a 10 of clubs, I am a 10 of diamonds. And tens are, we are big energy. So knowing that, because you and I had that same limiting belief and have fought part of our life resisting our bigness, our fullness, because we have been told we're too much.
hmm hmm
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
We are,
and we're raised by children. I saw this thing on Instagram, and the woman was asking the son to answer these questions, and she's like, "Children are to be." Now, I
mm,
answered it, seen, not heard, because that's what I heard
yeah,
my whole life. And he's like,
yeah.
"Loved," and whatever. And I thought, oh my God. And that's
Oh,
what we're trying to do with this podcast and with your
yes.
YouTube channel, and your YouTube channel is
Yeah.
really change the way everyone's looking at everything and just get out of what we have been taught for so long,
Yeah.
especially women in this day and age right now at
My
this
gosh.
time. We have
Yes.
been, okay, just side note, Andrea has a book club and we are reading Rise, Sister Rise. And if you have not read this book by
Mm,
Rebecca Campbell, you need to. And then you need to
yeah.
come over and join the book club for the summer because we're going to do Artist Way. And oh
Yeah.
my God, there's so much good
Game
stuff.
changer.
But these women, like Julia Cameron, like Rebecca Campbell, these women are using the voices of theirs and then
Mhm.
also their ancestors. And we all believe that what we're doing right now is healing the collective. So with
Yeah.
women getting out there and getting empowered to use their voice to protect their bodies, their choices,
Mm,
also is healing and setting up a new way for the people that are coming behind them. And it's healing our ancestors. And
yeah.
I learned that that's an actual thing that is possible.
It
A lot of the
is.
stuff I want to talk about is I'm helping my mother heal, God rest her soul, my father heal, God rest his soul,
Mm,
and the people that I don't even know exist yet that are coming. So if we can break the chain right now with the way that we look at children and their energy and the being out there and being they're shy, but why are they shy? Is it shy? Like that's their, oh, Mary's so shy. But am I shy or am I afraid of being judged? Am I afraid of people being critical of me? So
yeah.
they're not born
And
that
afraid of
way.
being shut down, like as
Right.
you like you're a child that
Yes.
is meant to be seen, not heard. And that's hard for us tens.
Yeah.
To
Oh, I want to do a podcast. I
yeah.
don't want to be seen or heard, but I am now. Yeah.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
what else would you say that what's another good reason to know someone else's cards?
I just think, well, to know somebody else's cards is it's definitely so that we can understand who we are in relation to them, and perhaps if it's a karmic relationship, it can also be it's clear, like you and I are actually in a karmic relationship. We are first and second karma cards to each other, which is important to understand when certain people come into your life and you're just like, I just feel like I've known you forever. Uh,
Mhm.
it's there is often a purpose, something that was unfinished that we're completing in this lifetime together. And so that's helpful for sure to know, but also to understand if you're in a particularly challenging relationship at the time, to understand what the energy flow is and where it might be being blocked, because oftentimes the discomfort that we feel in a relationship is either because I'm just going to normalize, relationships have seasons, reasons, or some are lifetimes, you know. And so if a relationship has come to an end, it's perhaps because what you needed reflected, and the lesson that you needed to learn from through that person has been completed, and you can move on. And I forgot my other point, so I'll just stop that right there.
We'll come back to it. It's all,
It'll come back.
but I do believe in that, especially when I look back at my life with my ex-husband. I hate that word ex-husband. With my dad, my kid's dad. Um, we were so young. We were 18, 19,
Yeah.
and you literally growing up together. But my
Yeah.
main goal is I wanted kids. I
Yeah.
really, wanted a family of my own. And he
Yeah.
gave that to me, and
Exactly.
now we're like these sappy little Mother's Day texts or sappy little Father's Day texts or
Oh,
happy
yeah.
birthday. I'm so grateful for you, because he's a good human. He's a
Yeah.
really good human. And the fact that my ex-husband and my husband are friends, love that, right? The kids
It's
don't know
wild.
different, other than my grandkids don't know anything different than
Yeah.
we're all together celebrating whatever. So
Yeah.
I love that, because I was able to do his roadmap and look and see, as the ex, I can still benefit him. I can still help him. I can
Yep.
still encourage him. And I see the ways where I show up, and I see the ways where he shows up. Same thing
Yeah.
with Phil. And I am a three of hearts, everybody. That's my second. There's two cards. You get two parts of the coin. So I'm a 10 of clubs,
Yeah.
which is teacher, which is I've always got stuff going on in here.
Big
I mean,
mind, big
here's
thoughts.
my wall. What does she like to do
Yeah.
first? I mean, my God.
Yes.
And then I'm a three of hearts. Explain what that is, Miss Andrea Blythe.
Three of Hearts is the expression in love card. It is, yeah, and threes are super creative. The heart energy is all about, yeah, love, relationships, family, and threes being a very creative card is it could look different than a traditional, say, two of hearts or four of hearts, which is um more traditional love energy. So there could be experimentation, there could be more than one lover in your life or at a certain period of time. And really the thing to be most aware of as a three, any three, is the low side of worry and indecision is apparent in that card. But really, when I see the three of hearts, I just say like, oh, what is a creative expression of love? What does that look like for you? And it could be in any creative form whatsoever, but that is part of your design, is that you are meant to lean into that. And then you can look into the karma of the three of hearts, which is ultimately comes back down to self-love. I mean, really it all
Mhm.
does.
It all
But
does.
yours
Absolutely.
specifically has that self-love card.
Good. And I've been working
Yeah.
really hard on that. So
Yes,
thank you
you
very
have.
much. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if anybody out there wants to just cut to the chase, be like, I need a good lover.
Mm,
How would you be able to look at their cards and try to find, well, this would be the best match for you, whether
absolutely. Yeah.
relationship or just, lover?
Yeah, and it really depends on what the person is looking for. If they're looking for just a lover, a hot, steamy lover, yeah, you can look for certain cards of that. But I think more importantly is if you're not more importantly, but if you're really curious about if you want like a long-term partner, which card might be a good match for you, absolutely, that is reflected in there. And I will say, this is also from personal experience. You can have the best card connections. And unless both partners are wanting the same thing At the same time, even the very, very best connections are not going to create that to happening because we have free will. We get to choose how we live our life. And just because our cards can speak of amazing potential, if you're both not wanting to get in the same boat and go the same direction,
Right.
it's,
It might be in the next life, but it just might
it
not
might
be right now.
be. Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah. And so I've been told of a certain card that would be absolutely wonderful for me. And it's like, go out. I was like, how am I going to find this person? Well, we are powerful manifestors. And lo and behold, I pulled one to me, but
Mhm.
different boats after all.
And
So,
yeah,
there's,
yeah.
yes, but you can absolutely, there's so much you can see through your soul roadmap. If anybody wants to, learn a little bit more, I'm sure Mary, you'll share all the things for how you can have a clarity call with me or just sign up for a soul roadmap call.
Yeah,
Leave comments
I'll put,
below. We'll answer those. I geek out on these cards all day long. It's pretty much my favorite
mm,
thing in the world to talk about is how we understand ourselves and all the relationships around us because we are all connected and we can understand what type of connections those are through this
mhm,
system. And it just has saved me from or has helped me to resign from the president of the Square Peg Round Hole Society, where I was like,
mhm.
no, you're gonna love me. I'm gonna make you love me. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
That's,
oh no, you're supposed to just teach me how to love myself. Oh, got it. Got
yeah.
it. I'm gonna go on to somebody who actually, you know,
Next.
more suited. Yes.
Okay. Nope. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fail.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye now.
We don't fail though, just so you
No,
know. We
no.
don't fail. Never.
You
Never, never.
only fail if you don't learn anything or if you deny yourself and you're making decisions for other people. Otherwise, it's just as one of my old former teacher friends, not old, former teacher friends used to say, fail just stands for first attempt in learning.
Oh,
There
I
you go.
love that.
That's nice,
See?
huh?
Yeah, I love
Right.
that. That's great.
Right.
I like
Your word
changing.
is your wand.
Yeah, that's all over my office. Your word is.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think on that, I think we've answered, I mean, you've answered a lot of my questions. I hope everybody takes a second to go in the comments, ask any question that you have
Please. Yeah.
for me, for Andrea, if you want to talk about sex, like sex, did I say
Mhm.
sex? I think I did. That's
Let's
one of
talk
my
about
favorite
sex,
subjects.
baby.
That's right. My
And
favorite
there is a
subject.
sex card. We're not going to reveal it right now. Yeah, find out if you want to know what is
Dun,
a
dun,
sex card.
dun.
Well,
Yeah, what are we going to talk
there are a
about that?
couple. There, and now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, there's a couple, but yeah.
Oh, so there's a part two Andrea interview. Done. Done.
But we'll
Well,
talk
I
about
want
sex
to
another
give a big shout out for my dad. This is his ring, and so he's been with us today, and I firmly believe that. And I feel Mama over here too, and so I
time.
thank you, Andrea, because you honestly have changed the direction of my life, and I am so incredibly grateful for you and everything that you're teaching me, whether it's mindset, whether it's about the love of music that maybe I wouldn't have listened to back in the day. I've got hair bands for Andrea, and she's got other fun stuff, Broadway stuff for me, and we're mixing it back and forth.
Yeah.
So I just really appreciate you being my first guest. I'm so excited,
Oh my gosh, I'm
and for all
so
your
honored. Like
encouragement.
this just feels like, I mean, yeah, back in time 1 year ago, who'd have thunk, right? Who'd have thought when, yeah, I'm so excited for you to use your voice to help heal others because I do believe that that is part of why you chose to incarnate into the energies that you did. So,
At this time,
yeah,
at
at
this
this
time when
time
our
when
universe
it
is
is safe to
right,
do so.
right, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
needed. All right, guys. Well, again, go check out Andrea's YouTube. It's Let Love Rise. She is the traveling Magi. I'm pointing, sorry. She is the Magdalene traveling Magi. You can find her on Instagram, Let Love Rise. You can find her on Facebook, Let Love Rise. join them all because she's got some amazing retreats coming up. And I could
Yeah.
spend another half hour talking about them, but you guys, next one's going to be what's the dates, please? What are the
It
dates?
is over Labor Day weekend, the Rising of the Warrior Goddesses retreat in Mount Shasta, California. And that will be Thursday, August 28th through Monday, September 1st. Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be bad ass for sure. And we just did Ashland, Oregon, which was
Yes.
phenomenal. So go watch
Bad
some of the video,
ass. Yeah.
badass. Go watch some of the videos on her channel and you can see
Yeah.
everybody. It's just amazing. So I love
Yeah.
you so much. And thank you
I
so
love
much.
you too.
I am the mini Magi and she is my Magi. And I'm about 4 feet taller than her. So
Yeah,
ain't
exactly.
nothing meaty
The
about me.
irony. Yes.
Not lost. Yeah. Okay. Well, peace out, Girl Scouts. Thanks so much for checking us out and joining us. And we'll see you on
Like
the
and
next.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the flip side.